Been a proud rural American my entire life. But the truth is, in rural America, poverty is higher, wages are lower, and jobs are far and few between. And here's another cold hard fact. Beginning with the New Deal, continuing through to the Great Society, and ending just recently with the President's infrastructure bill, the Democrats in both rural and urban America have fought to provide a social safety net that's much needed in rural America while offering targeted incentives to help rural America grow. And our question is, when are conservatives in rural America going to join us in the fight? Hi guys, my name's Will, your favorite rural campaign and elections expert, and let's talk about it. Here are some hard facts we have to come to terms with in rural America. Nearly 75% of the poor living in rural America come from southern Republican states. Both poverty and our dependence on the social safety net is higher in rural America than it is in our cities and suburbs. In every section of America,
Hey MAGA voters, this message is for you. I know how excited you guys get every time one of these undocumented immigrants is stripped away, actually physically pulled away from their little children or their wives or their husbands and detained and put into a concentration camp surrounded by alligators and serpents. I know that gets you really excited, but I just thought I'd give you a quick lesson in macroeconomics, especially for those of you that have no money. You're about to go broke, and I'll tell you why. See, here's the thing about America. Undocumented immigrants are a fundamental piece of our economy. It will not work without them. See, many of these people, most of them, pay taxes. They get few benefits, but they do actually pay taxes. They grow the gross national product, and they hold the fabric of America together by doing jobs that spoiled Americans will not do. Okay? This also causes inflationary pressure, which means everything is going to get a lot more expensive. So every time you celebrate one of these poor people being detained and deported, just keep in mind, you're one person closer to going broke. You're going to lose everything you have. And remember who you voted for. You voted for someone who doesn't even know what macroeconomics means, doesn't know the difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics, okay? You voted for a dunce, and he's going to be your undoing. But keep in mind that he's really rich, and all the people in the GOP that are sucking up to him, see, they're really rich too. So I hope you're really rich, because if you're not, you're going to go broke, and you're only going to have yourself to blame. Have a good day.
So let me just get this straight. This is what Republicans and Donald Trump are saying right now. They control the entire government. Trump is president, Republicans control the Senate, Republicans control the House, they control the Supreme Court, they control all the different government agencies, and somehow it is the Democratic Party's fault for the government shutting down. You know, it is just remarkable the crap they come up with and feed to their followers. And look, the only conclusion I can come to based off everything we're seeing right now with this government shutdown is that the Republicans at Fox News, the Republicans in Congress, all of these different people think that their followers, their fans, their voters are stupid. That's the only conclusion. They think that the MAGA people won't pay attention to the news, won't read the New York Times or whatever it is. But what they don't understand is that these Republican voters will also be impacted by them shutting down the government. The Democrats are saying, hey, let's expand access to healthcare for the American people. Let's reverse these insane Medicaid cuts. The Republicans are saying the millionaires and the billionaires, their tax cuts should remain. Let's give them even more tax cuts even. What message do you think is going to resonate with people? I think we know the answer. I can't believe how badly Republicans are playing.
Never forget that elections have consequences. For one city in Nebraska, they're learning that shit the hard way. Curtis, Nebraska has a population of 806. Just the kind of place with a single traffic light, one health clinic, and a fuck ton of American flags. And in 2024, over 85% of them voted for Donald Trump. Now, their only medical clinic is shutting down by September 30th of this year. This is the kind of place people went for everything. For checkups, blood work, urgent care, you name it, that's where they went. And once it's gone, we're looking at a 40-mile round trip just to see a doctor. So who have they decided to blame? Not Trump, not the Republican Party. They're blaming the hospital executives. Like this is some sort of isolated business failure and not the direct result of the GOP's big, beautiful bill that gutted Medicaid and rural healthcare fund. That bill slashed nearly $1 trillion from Medicaid. Small town hospitals like Curtis's, they were the first ones thrown under the bus, and the GOP knew it was coming. And now look where these people are. Sick, stranded, and still making excuses for the guy who signed their death warrant. But this is the cost of voting for the con man, guys. Your taxes don't get you care. Your vote doesn't get you help. It just buys you a slower, more painful collapse. So when you say you support law and order and protecting life, but watch your hospital close down under a president you put back in power, you're not just a voter, you're the getaway driver.
Today is October 1st, 2025, and I have some very upsetting news released today on the economy.
Contraction, not good. Negative 32,000 is the headline number for ADP, which is obviously the worst in quite some time. Goods producing jobs down by 3,000 within that category. Construction off by 5,000. People have been waiting for that. Manufacturing down by 2,000. 28,000 service industry jobs, ADP says, were lost. 19,000 in leisure and hospitality, and professional and business services down 13,000. The only real positive category is education and health services, which...
In addition, August was revised down another 4,000 negative jobs. We are at unemployment of 4.3% average, but as high as 6% in states such as DC, California. We have lost over 1 million jobs right now. Right now, the federal government is shut down day one. Nobody is getting paid. Some people are working and not getting paid. Others are going to be furloughed, laid off without pay. This is going to be catastrophic to the economy because the federal government is the largest employer. When you go to the airport, TSA, the FAA, when you go for your Veterans Affairs benefit, applying for loans for student loans, vegetables are up 38%. Foreclosures are up 18% higher than last year. Auto repossessions are skyrocketing. Credit scores are the worst since 2008. Please get your finances in order and please call your elected officials.